Morning, morning, monsters. We're back to the ball and peg game, and let's dig into that. So where we were was we had the game shooting. Well, easiest to just really show it. So where we were was return to previous creation. Save. Dive in here. We have the game working here. That's registering. We do have a bug with scoring at the moment, but I don't want to fix that right now because I don't want us to get distracted. But it's going through, the ball logic's there, the shooter ready logic with a light indicator is all good. We've got the tonal shift as things get hit, so that's all working out rather well. The thing that I want to focus on is I want to bring a power gauge to the shooter. Now, what I was saying was you could, in theory, edit the latest version. You could, in theory, add multiple signal transmitters when you need to send a more complex signal. But what's actually much better is to use a combiner and to just make that wire a little bit fatter and send it along. In this case, I don't think we actually need to do that, but I'm going to sort of show the principle because I want to show the principle basically. So we need to get rid of that signal manipulator there because this is a teaching series basically, and so I want to show you how to make a ball and peg game. I want to make a ball and peg game, but more importantly I want to just sort of get the thing across. So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making R2 sort of our hold-in our hold-in power button, and then we're going to be making X. Alright, and this is going to be changing this to a 2-value number. So X is primary and R2 is our secondary, and then we're going to pipe that into there. So now when we go into here, rather than having 2 transmitters, we will update signal, update, go in there, edit that, come in here. Rather than having 2 transmitters, we'll just process out that fat wire, and it's a little bit more what we kind of expect. Okay, I'm going to delete these wiring nodes here because it's about to get messy. So come through here. Now this splitter we know is going to have 2 outputs, and it's going to be of a type of 2. So that's not a problem. We know the primary output is the make the shot now output, and then the secondary output is going to be the power. So with this, what we're going to want is I want a down press, and then I want an up press. So the way I'm going to do that is with an old signal manipulator. So this is going to be triggering on pulse, on input, on no. We want to do, actually, do we want to do that? Sorry, my brain is thinking. No, we don't want to do that. We want a multiple stage where basically when you first push the button down, we're in the shoot state, and then when you release the button, we go out of the shoot state. Yes. Which means we want a signal manipulator, but we want it to be pulse at on or off. So there'll be a 2 pulse system there. Actually, no, what we probably can get away with is a NOT gate. Okay. So if this is not, then we want to reset. Let's get a selector up here. We want to go to state A, which is our ready state. If this is sorry, I'm just sort of wiring this out. That is our counter full logic, which effectively could be our state A. Yeah, that's effectively our state A. Then when we push the button there, we go into state B. Then if we're in state B and we release the button, then we want to go into state C. Do I want to wire it like this? Yeah, I'm going to wire it like this. Screw it, I'm going to do a bunch of shooty logic. Oh, not calculator. I'm going to do a bunch of shooty logic, which means I'm going to show a microchip. Let us name this as shoot state logic. And let's give it an appropriate symbol. Give it a different color. There we go. Move this up here. Right, splitter, hot gate, selector. Right, the emitter I don't want on here. The wireless receiver I don't want on here. Or do I? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. As long as the counter is yeah, as long as the counter is not full, we can always process more signals from the shoot logic. That is correctamundo. We want that going into the splitter there. We don't want this going into there. Well, actually, what I want to do here is I want to say I want to put down 2 nodes just for my own sanity. This is going to go into there because that's going to be the that is going to be the shoot now. And then this is going to be the power. Right. All fantastic. I want to just give that a different color so I don't forget it. Right. We know that the second value, it's not going to be a positive negative because these wires will just remap. We know the second value is going to be the R2. And we want to map that to the signal emitter's velocity, and we want to put it in a modulate mode, and we probably want to put this up to, gonna say, a 15 for now. It's kind of where my gut says it should be. Do you know what? This is actually going to have to be in an overwrite mode rather than that, because what we're going to want to do is we are going to want to take a calculator. We're going to want to add a minimum shoot velocity, which in this case I'm going to say is 2. Maximum I'm going to say is 13 plus 2 is 15. I'm going to shove that one in here as a modulate. So basically this way we're going to get a value between 2 and 15 out of this, and then that spits out there. That's all nice and clean. So here when we come through, if x is positive, which it'll initially be, and we're in state A, okay. So if we are in state A and x is positive, go to state B. So yes. So you heard how I phrased that. So if we're in state A and X is positive. Now X will, if you've got a 0 to 1 value, that'll map to true if it's greater than 0, whenever you're doing Boolean logic on a signal. So if that's thing, we go into there. Fan-fucking-tastic. If we're in state B and X is not positive, go to state C. So this, go there, this, go there, and then this goes into there. And you can see the spaghetti mess that we're getting ourselves into, which is why, where's A pulling in? Oh, A is pulling in there. Yeah, that's, I think honestly we could probably move this here. Yeah, that's the ready light indicator. Remember how I said a lot of things you can do with selectors, you can do with timelines and vice versa, but in this case that's all fine. So when this gets released, then you want to shoot now, but then at the same time you want to transition out of that into state A, unless, and this is important, unless the counter is full, in which case you go into state D. So I'm going to always receive signal, yes, because I'm changing that around. Right, and then when we reset this, what we want to do is, okay, so here I'm going to pull this out over to here. Then I'm going to shove a node in here, and I'm going to call that ball done, right? Because that's what that is there. Ball reset. Yep. So when a ball done call comes through, we don't want to reset the count. We want to reduce the count by 1. That is, oh, hold on, undo and wire into there, thank you. We want to reduce the count by 1. That is fantastic. The emitter comes through there, that all goes out there. Okay, let's do some wire logic cleanup and then do some testing. We should probably do the testing before the wire logic cleanup, but I just get a bit antsy with having all this stuff about, and I really like to understand the logic in front of me, and I can't do that until I've unpicked the spaghetti a bit. So unpicking spaghetti, going through there, right. Now one thing that's a little bit annoying is we can't color code these wires because the different selector states all are the same color. So I'm wondering if there's any way we can clean that up. Honestly, I think leaving them curvy will help us the most at the moment. It's going to be easier management. Yeah, that all makes sense to me. Shoot now, we go there. Power, we go there. I think we're in a good place. That should be everything. We don't have the visual effects in there, but that's fine. You may be wondering why I'm leaving the wireless receiver on sort of off board. I like to leave my receivers or anything that's signal based on the main board, because it's always shitty to dig through your sub chips to sort of find out where a signal's coming from. I always like to have the main wiring come in through the main board, or any of the sensor stuff to come in through the main board, because you can, yeah, you can just lead yourself into a nasty place. So let's save that creation there. Let's update this. Update now. That's good. Right. Oh, why is the ball state red? I think I know why. We got our indicators wrong. That's fine. It's fine. We'll figure that out. We can't shoot. We can't shoot. That's all good. We shouldn't be able to shoot. And wait for the ball to drop. Ball's dropped. Now we should be able to shoot. Okay. In which case we need to go into our logic. And where's our logic chip gone? Ah, there we go. Okay. Save position. There's our shooty logic. Save position. Okay, so first of all, this really should be this should be green in that state and that state alone. Why? Oh, that's the unreadiness indicator. Right. So what we just need to do is we need to flip these around. Readiness indicator, unreadiness indicator. Fantassimo. And we'll just make that transition look a little bit better. Right. That it's getting a reset here. So if we start this at a 1, it is getting correctly deducted. That's interesting. It's not going back to an A. What would take it back to an A is this no longer being full if you are in state D, and only if you are in state D. Fantastic. So the more I look at this and the more I see that everything is dependent on what state you're in, it's making me think the way to do this might actually be a little bit different. Let's go into here. Sorry, scope out. There we go. Scope out again. There we go. Edit source. Fantastic. Save. Yes. Okay. We're digging in here. So there's a few ways we could look at this. We could continue with the selector logic. There is nothing wrong with the way I'm doing it at the moment. It's just getting a little bit messy for my taste. Or what we could do is we could take basically each state of logic and put it on its own microchip, and then we use the power to power that up. So what would that look like? That would look like us doing like microchip for state A, and what you would say is, well, when you're in state A and that's powered on, right, that's when this is active, and then you move a lot of the stuff over to there. But that's actually not the way I'm going to do it. Remember how I said timelines and selectors, you can generally swap them around. What I find is programmers and people who think logically tend to want to reach for a selector because it's like a switch statement or it's like a state machine, which is handy. But it turns out one of the things that we have that's just super potent, and it's really interesting because it kind of reminds me of old Flash programming, is timelines, right? Logic on keyframes. It's all a little bit, but it works, right? So what we are going to do here is we're going to say, if you are in state A, i.e. we're going to say this bit here, the front bit, then you are ready to shoot, right? So this is the ready to shoot phase. Okay, the one thing I don't like about timelines is it's a bit harder to mark them up. You can do it, but then what we can also say is we can say, hey, all of these are the not ready to shoot stages. Okay, get rid of shoot to state. Okay, and then what we say is we say, well, if you are in between, I'm going to need to mark this up. I'm so going to need to mark this up. So one of the ways you can mark it up is, as I said, with keyframes. I'm going to use the keyframe way just for my sanity and so you guys can follow along, but mostly for my sanity because I'm selfish like that. This is actually going to be an empty keyframe, which is a bit of a waste. Yeah. Actually, keyframe's probably super wasteful now that I think about it. It's quite a hefty gadget. Keyframe and an action recorder, same gadget under the hood. Did you know that? Tag, here we go. I'm gonna go with tags. We're gonna name up some tags. So this is the ready to shoot stage. Then we're gonna go into this stage here, which is the X is down stage. And then we're going to go into this stage here, which is release and shoot. And then we're going to go into this phase here, which is the out of ammo stage. Right. So those are our 4 basic stages. What we can also do, just so we don't get confused with them. Oh no, we can't do that anymore. Never mind. Okay. I was going to recolor them. But it's no big. Okay. So when we're in this initial ready to shoot phase, if the signal comes through, oh, this is the other thing. Yeah, I'm sorry, my brain is thinking. My brain is thinking how we want to do this, and my brain is a traitor. My brain is a traitor. Ready to shoot phase, signal comes through, and we want to transition to the exit down phase. If we're in this phase and we get a signal that is above 0. Yes. So, oh dear. Remember I said state microchips? This is going to just make my life a little bit easier. And honestly, we could probably call it the ready to shoot phase. I'm feeling this along as I'm going through it because I haven't planned this shit out because I'm an idiot. I should probably plan this shit out. Animate. So that, oh dear, that is going to take us to that phase there. Wait, why is that not? There we go. That's going to take us to that phase there. And that is going to be triggered by a pulse signal manipulator. Pulse on. And that is going to be when that comes through to there. Schnazzy. And we're going to do a NOT gate. And we're going to do one of these. Going to do one of these. Going to do one of these. And this is going to keep us perpetually locked in. Wait, just checking that. Yeah, keep us perpetually locked in Wizmabob Thingamaboo, the initial state is what I'm saying. Right. So then, when we get through here, we wanna flip these. Right. We want this to hold that because it's precious and we love it. And we want this to do this. And this will transition us to this stage. Hold on. Transition us to that stage there. Stop recording. And that is based on when that signal comes through. We can get rid of that. 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 Okay. Fan-freaking-tastic. As part of transitioning us from that stage to that stage, what we should also be doing is sending out a shoot now pulse. Additionally, this, to be fair, we can probably send this out the entire time. I see no reason to block it based on state. Do I? I do not. Do I? Do you know what? I kind of do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab myself sensors input. I'm going to grab myself a ye olde NOT gate. Not an XOR gate. NOT gate. Thank you. Going to shove that on there. I think I'm going to do some zoomy zoom on this, because would you believe this SOB needs to be a single bloody frame. Oh, because if it's less than if it's more than a single bloody frame, then we are in trouble. There we go. Output, shoot now, bam. And that's because later we can add in an animation to this. I actually thought I was going to get to the animation today. I have been woefully underestimating the work, overestimating myself in these mornings. And then we are going to, if the counter is full, you have to move your ass to yes. If the counter is full, do I want to do it that way? Let's see. Let us see. The counter is full. Move the playhead there. and rewind this in. Well, actually, no, leave it there. Make this a loopy track, a loopy-doop scoop track, because then that's effectively our cooldown. Right, and to test this, because I don't want to jump between scenes at the moment, I'm just going to shove some switches in here. Ball reset. You know, actually make it easier than that is I'm gonna shove a microchip in here, and I'm gonna call it, do we have a, yeah, I'm gonna call it my debug chip. I'm gonna by default power it off, but for now I'm gonna leave it on. I'm gonna shove me an old controller sensor in here, just to make my life easy. And we're going to shove this control sensor into a remote control mode. Fan-fucking-tastic. We're going to make triangle be our ball reset for the moment. We're going to make, yeah, let's put a wireless transmitter so we do actually use the transmitter logic, because there's some weirdness sometimes about transmission signals and frames and stuff, so let's just get it right. And we'll wire this into our X, and we wire that into our R2, and we're wiring this as a float tube, 2 numbers. Okay. That is already interesting. Oh wait, because we didn't name this. I'm an idiot. Shoot now, right? One word or one word? Bang! Right. That's going through to here. That's going through there. And then that's going into the emitters. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, it's doing a... No, it's doing a override. Wait, so this is not in meters per second, this is in decimeters per second? Oh, that's bloody stupid. Right, okay, that's what we expect. That's all good. It's currently in the shoot ready phase, which has got the wrong keyframe. Let's just check there. Yeah, that is the wrong keyframe. This is our you cannot shoot. This is our ready to shoot. So we will do that. We will do that. Well, actually, you know what? Linear blend. Because I think there's a part of me that's like, I think that the oh, and just to make my life easier, I'm going to make this color coded. I'm going to make this blue, because it's going to change the light to a blue light, just so we can track shit. And then this going to be a nice white. Go in here, set that up. Set that up to a nice white. There we go. That's all rewound. Let's test this. Okay, so this is doing the thing, and that's the actual thing I wanted to mean today, but whatevs. Holding down. Right. Hold on. So this needs to tube that signal out to there. Do that. Do that. Okay. Is that because it takes a second to activate? Wait a minute. Oh, hold on. Why? Why is this not knotting? Oh, hold on. Playtime. Yeah, why the hell is that not knotting? Oh, it's turned off for some reason. Why is it turned off? Why the hell is that turned off? I'm looking at the wrong one. Silly Claire. That goes into that. That goes into that. That goes into that. Fantastic. Okay. So why? Sorry, playtime. Yeah. Why is that not? I mean, that's what we should be doing. Yeah, okay. That is damn weird. Okay. That, it does the jump. But then why does it bring back? That's the part that confuses me. Oh. This needs to be a pulse on off. What? Why is it jumping back? That's the part I don't understand. This. Oh, well, that's just wrong. Well, that's the problem right there. That needs to be there. Okay. What the flying peaches? And I don't know why flying peaches. Okay. When it transitions to there, that moves that there, that moves that there. So neither of those should be moving it back. In fact, the only thing, and that's moving it there, the only thing that wants us to move back is that damn ass keyframe. But that thing should be off. And it shouldn't power on because it's on a microchip. So even if it gets power, its parent is off, so therefore it shouldn't fire. That is just messed up. Hold on. Yeah, what is... Literally, the only thing I can imagine that could be flipping it back is that. But how? What if we gave this... I'm curious. If we gave this a slow power up, what happens then? Doesn't actually affect it. Wait, is smoothing fucking us? Smoothing can sometimes fuck us. No, it's not smoothing. What is fucking us? Something is messing with this logic. This should quite clearly jump us to the next state. I'm mad confused. I'm like brain frozen. Why is that doing that? Okay. Welcome to the fun of video game development. I can't step it. How else can I debug it? It's a one-frame bug. The most annoying kind of bug. Well, outside of networking code. It is definitely jumping there. So this... Do you know what? Is there any reason for us to use this gate rather than just a straight ass signal? I was like, because I don't want to double trigger it. And then I'm like, yeah, but does that matter? Okay. That is stroby as fuck. So clearly this is getting activated. Do you know, I think this is a bug. I'm almost certain that this is a bug. Because the not gate. Okay, there is a way we can... There... Don't you love this fucking rave show I have going on in the background? If we wire this into here, okay, and we play time, that's interesting. Sorry, I'm mapping this out because I'm like, huh. You see that? It's on, it's off. Okay, there is another way of figuring... I wonder if it's because they're evaluated at a different time. Okay, so doing this. Yeah. The problem, no, but the thing is this should get us there in one frame. But it's not getting us there in one frame because of how the timeline update is working. So we're fucked. Okay. There must be a different way we can structure this. There must be a different way. We're basically saying go here. I wonder if I can abuse I'm wondering if I can abuse a counter. Say you have 4 values. Current count 0. Okay. Let's say that you took the count progress and you wired it up into that. Okay. Oh, this is horrendous. I kind of like it though. I do kind of like it. Right, this is like overriding us. Oh God, this is horrid. It kind of makes me sick up a little, and then I'm like, yeah, but it's a dirty, filthy hack, and I love it. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna take that, gonna put that in there. We're gonna delete that, delete that, delete that, delete that. This is literally gonna do the equivalent of a selector go up to the next state, right, where it's gonna say increase by 1. Then here we are going to do the same thing, but we're going to say pulse on off, and when you pulse on off, you increase it by 1. Okay, and here we are going to say, well, not only do that, but increase it by 1. And what we're going to say here with this keyframe is if the counter is full, instead of animating the playhead, which is a mugs game, animate the counter to 0, 1, 2, 3. Animate the counter to 3. Jazzed. And then we're going to say if you're in state 3, wait, yeah, oh, brains. I am getting lost in my own head. Hasn't today been a fun exploration? And oh golly, are we late? So let's look at wrapping this up. That there, release there. Okay. That is actually fantastically simple. And I'm really happy with where we ended up with that. Bunk, bunk, bunk. Okay. And counter full because bunk. And when we reset the counter, what we want to say is that this, hold on, we want to do a not gate. We want to make it when it's not full. Well, there's a few ways we can do it. I'm going to do it the dirty way, which is I'm going to do a filthy ass keyframe, because basically this is a variable. We're using this as a variable in the filthiest of ways. So what we're doing is bunk, 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 and then, would you believe it, we screwed ourselves by not just making that a little bit bigger. There we go. And then when this resets, bunk, That's interesting. Bonk, 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 bonk. Why is the counter still... Hold on. Bonk, bonk, bonk. It's full. Why is it not full anymore? I mean, like, why is it... Bonk, bonk, bonk. Yeah, when you get emitted is when you increase. And then when you do a reset, why is it jumping back there? That's fascinating. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Reset. I think we're in keyframe madness land here again with one frame. Turn off smoothing. Turn off smoothing. No. Huh. What about... You know what? Instead of wiring that into that, this needs to go into reset. Bonk, 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 bonk. Mother... Why? It's full. Okay, that's the part I don't understand. Is why is the counter not... Oh, hold on. Is it double emitting? Yeah, it's double emitting. Oh, that is interesting. Okay, we're going to have to wrap it. I am way over time. For those of you who have witnessed this trash, we do it in the mornings. Come join us along with the journey. I'm going to say ta-ta for now for YouTube, and we're going to have a private chat with Twitch, and then I'm going to bugger off. So, bye for now.